Hello everyone and welcome back to another very exciting video that we have been presented today. So what is happening right now? As you can see in front of me on my charting platform, XRP has achieved the 65 cents target provided in the prior video on YouTube. So you may have noticed as well down below, I have now sent over and deposited 450,940 XRP onto my trading platform because I feel like I'm about to take some profits off the table. So let's go over to the platform and have a little look at what's going on over here. As you can see, I still have a buy limit set for 100,000 XRP, but what is important is if you take notes, especially for those of you who are new to the channel and haven't seen all of the prior videos, you would note over here to show you the journey of this investment and to show you why I'm very heavily considering taking profits at my level. Initially, around $35,000 or so was invested in March the 24th, 2020. Move forward, fast forward to November the 22nd, 2020. We then took profit off this investment from anywhere from 43 all the way up to 62 cents. We then bought again at the dip, now rocketing higher than where the prior selling price was. So we could potentially anticipate another move towards this region. And the main purpose of this video is to come to a decision by the end of the video. So as you can see, we're up almost 300,000. If I refresh this, 303,000, almost 304. It's just fluctuating up and down. It's absolutely lovely. So let's have a look at this level. As you know, we covered this in the last video. Apparently, the pump and dump group that now has 100,000 plus members, I really couldn't care less how many people are in that group. As you guys know, I do not feel it's necessarily a bunch of people in pump and dump groups on Telegram and Reddit that's pushing price higher. So I think we're going to play a little bit smart in this situation because I do believe we could see a pullback towards this region. But there is something in the back of my head telling me in around 10, 11, 12. So around 3 to 4 hours, allegedly the pump and dump group are going to strike, probably according to the US session. So I'm stuck in two minds in what's going on. But regardless, I think the main purpose of this video is if you guys were bold enough to follow this call when we took profits here, if you guys were strong enough to do that against the herd, against the sheep, against the market bias, pat yourself on the back. If you managed to buy in again where we bought, remember when it went into that little bit of drawdown, everyone was laughing in the comments. You can even go back to those comments and just monitor how the psychology of people changes in different moments. But when you remain emotionless, you buy. As you can see, we're just simply accumulating on market swings. So if I was to sell $450,000 worth of XRP right now, we would have around 299,000 approximately from around $35,000. And in this game, it's not about thinking moon, 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 moon. It may go higher. It may even go to $1. I could even take half of the profit off the table now for 150 grand, which is still more than what I originally invested anyway, leaving me with 150 grand here in the event it does potentially go lower. So let's just say we set a market limit and it pulls back to a level I believe it could come back down to. But again, I am tempted, to be honest, to just sell now. I don't know why I'm being even greedy. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I don't think this is the move yet, as I've covered. So I guess there's no harm in putting my money where my mouth is. So whilst we just do some analysis quickly, as you can see, there's trend lines here. The Fibonacci is here. This could easily hold by the end of the day. If it doesn't, who cares? You know, it could just be short-lived. I can't see much more momentum coming out of this. But if it does hit $1.2, then obviously, let's have a look at $1.2, 100%. So it would be around 540,000. So there is that possibility of, yep, my screen time has definitely been up 21% in the last week because the markets have been crazy. However, it's part of the game. So yeah, there is a 50-50 on the 80 cents to $1.2. Remember, I'm not a psychic. I do not know with 100% certainty what could go on, but price could very easily come in and test these wicks. But at the same time, if you've turned 30 grand pretty much into 200 grand or 300 grand now, does it really matter? why let greed consume you? And when we come to a decision by the end of this video, I literally woke up this morning whilst I was having my espresso. Sometimes I don't check the chart straight away when I wake up. I like to be very calm, very humble, just focus in the mornings. And then when I checked my chart whilst having my espresso, I almost had a heart attack because the target's now starting to come through. So still selling higher than where we sold last time, which is good. Maybe a little push here would be ideal. But the main psychology behind this is of course the pump and dump likely is one big fugazi because everyone's getting excited. I can only imagine some kind of fearful article is going to come and potentially pump price down. But at the same time, if we go to Bitcoin, it's pulled back a bit now. That trade that we gave to the community is now up around 1.8%, almost 2%. So now that this is pulling back and it's fulfilling this level, maybe XRP will then move back down with the market. And this pump could also be a potential protective mechanism for XRP to start dropping in line with the rest of the market like we've potentially anticipated. So there's a lot of different scenarios. I'm not here to claim I know exactly what's going to happen, but putting together everything we've been anticipating, it really is looking like it's working in our favor. So 1 minute here looking pretty insane. All kinds of crazy stuff going on in this market. We haven't broken the high yet. The US traders haven't really jumped on board. But it's just, again, we've seen this many times before. So we really have to just think now, especially if you guys, as I don't know if I covered this in the YouTube video, but I covered this in the Innovation Markets app. If you have a long-term portfolio, then maybe you don't need to worry about holding it because you're here for the long term. And like I did cover in the last video, when it comes to accumulating wealth and becoming successful, things take time. And sometimes it's best to just ignore everything that's happening in the present moment and instead just forget about it. Just hold. Don't even look at the chart. But like me, because this is the side investment, I'm more frequently trading this. I'm giving you guys a little journey of what's been going on from beginning to end. There's no real harm in taking profits because if it does drop again, let's just say I take 150 grand out now and I set a buy limit at even 20 cents again. Let's see what we get for that. 150, 1, 2, 3. That is another 750,000 XRP. So even if we sold half now, we would be significantly boosting our profits massively by doing this. So it's a bit of a win-win situation really. And I think there's no harm now in taking 50% off the table at around 66 cents. I just think personally, and then if we see a pump, maybe by the end of the day, I may update this video later for you just to show you what could potentially happen. But regardless, we've got profits here. So it's a win-win situation. There's no point. We could even take 25% if we really wanted. But let's go back to market. 25 is around 75k. 50% is around $150,000. That would be the ideal number to potentially sell at. And then let's just say we sold another 225 XRP at around 0.80. That'd be $180,000. Or if it ends up going to 1.2, that would end up being a significant amount regardless. So we would still be making money because there is a good amount of XRP on the line here. So I think we could take 50%. There's absolutely no harm in doing so. And there's no harm in taking profits. So let's have a little look. Again, 5 minute, bit of consolidation here. Blah, blah, blah. Let's take 50% off the table. I think review, market sell, confirm $150,000. Boom, your order was filled. We have sold here. That is now, if we go to trades, 225,000 and 475. Apologies for the yawning. I've been up quite early. And then 200, yep, so that's nice. So now we have got in our account sitting there. Let's refresh this. We now have $166,755 just sitting there ready, just in case. You never know, we may see another pullback. So now we have another 225,475 XRP remaining, which is great because it's now closing back below this level. So I already feel confident and happy that I have still turned that investment higher and higher and higher while still having more on the table. This is one of the ways you can do things as well, even if you are a long-term investor, not to necessarily sell the entire amount, but you could even sell intervals, 5%, 10%, whatever it may be, and whatever suits your needs. Remember, it's down to your own personal preferences as well, and it's never about getting too consumed by greed, because the market can easily come back and surprise you. If we look at some of these key levels here, I still believe a major pullback could happen. Now, as you know, if we quickly go back to this over here and we go over to Kraken, there is actually a sell limit. Let me just have a look. A buy limit, sorry, orders for 105,000 XRP, pretty much at 15 cents. And the total cost of that order is $15,820. Now, that can be added to the new amount I've just sold. That in that USD value, I can now add it to that order, and I now have much more buying power with still a very significant amount being held in the market. Remember, whatever happens from here, we're still holding some key levels. It may not be the real breakout, and even if we do see a pump coming later, I don't know if it's going to be that long-lived just yet, because of all the stigma around the current news announcements, the current articles. There's a lot of stuff going on. So what we could do, let's just say, if we go back to the charts, potential pullbacks, because I think at the bare minimum, we could come back down to 20 cents. But if you look at how this Fibonacci has been filled, now, as I've said, I don't really believe it's necessarily going to go minus or anything crazy is going to happen. But even if it was to tap this level and then we sold and then it pulled back, you know, it's still fantastic regardless. So I'm doing this video more to show you guys how relaxed you should be and how there's no harm in taking profits, because even if it goes higher, there's always another opportunity around the corner, and taking profits is the most important part of anything, because it's not real until you've taken something off the table. So imagine if we could potentially recoup this whole move all over again. So let's just get rid of this order. Let's go to the total amount of USD we now have, which of course hasn't updated yet, I don't believe. Oh, of course it has, yes, it's added it to the USD. It's just what we have available now. My apologies. So let's just say we use the full buying power of this position right now to then accumulate and distribute with our other positions. So let's just say XRP goes back to 20 cents now. We would get, nope, that was the wrong number, 0.2, 100% USD. We would get 833,000 XRP. That's on top of the 200,000 we already own. So in theory, we could have 1 million XRP by simply coming back down to 20 cents. So I really don't care now what happens, to be honest with you, because if this goes higher, the current amount of XRP I do hold, Brave browser, let's just say it goes to $3, who cares? Still a lot of money made as a bonus. And there's no point being greedy in this life. There's no point being greedy in this market. So I'm actually very happy I've made this decision, because regardless, I win now. And if it goes lower, comes back, imagine if I buy again, even more so than what I did prior. That's a lot of XRP. We reinvested 100 grand, was it? Yeah, 104,000 back at this level. Now we can add 166,755 USD. Should we see this be a very short-lived move, which obviously, knowing the markets, is a very strong case and something that's very, very possible. So we're going to monitor this carefully throughout the day. Maybe there will be a second recording to this potential video. But as I said, I do think XRP is going to break all-time highs this year. But before that happens, we could see a very early year pullback to come back down and feel this and kind of bring us back to an equilibrium. So depending on where it goes, up here or here, maybe I'll sell more, who knows. But the overall theory is there's outstanding levels here for me. Imagine if it went down to 0.005 or even 0.5. Something crazy could easily happen. Never say never in this market. But the story is we have now secured more profit. We now have a significant position still running. It's a win-win situation. You cannot lose when you do this stuff. There's always new opportunities. There's always different investments, and there's always opportunities for pullbacks. Because we've utilized the market correctly, I have now secured myself on a Monday morning 150 grand, doing absolutely nothing except sitting down, having a coffee, and just being incredibly patient. And there's nothing stopping you from doing that either. I've had a lot of DMs over the past 2 days, especially this morning, waking up, of people telling me they've taken profits and they're more than happy with that. And quite frankly, you should be, because no one else is going to take profits. And anyone that potentially pumps this higher, they're not going to be taking profits, just like last time. So this could easily form a new range now and then come down, fill this area, we buy again, everyone's happy. So hopefully, I really hope we can do another video for you guys, showing you another potential buying back down here, and hopefully get these holdings to 1 million XRP, where we most definitely will not be touching it from that point onwards. Because to grow a side investment like this, just out of thin air, just by simply being patient, I'm happy now. And I hope you guys are happy as well. And more importantly, this video doesn't get out to you in time, or even if it does get out to you in time, do not forget to take profits. We covered this in the last lesson, the last video on YouTube, the members weekly crypto outlook yesterday. I've done almost 40 minutes of just pure BTC, covering XRP, bit of LTC and Ether as well. So we've seen the move we wanted. This was a target I had in mind. We're happy. Everyone's happy. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.